Mike believed in hard work. He believed that if you showed up early, stayed late, and gave your best every single day, money would eventually follow. That belief shaped his entire life. Every morning, before the sun came up, Mike was already awake. Every night, long after everyone else slept, he was still exhausted. And yet, his bank account never reflected his effort. Bills came faster than paychecks. Savings never lasted. Dreams stayed exactly where they were, in his head. Mike wasn't lazy. He wasn't careless. He wasn't irresponsible. He was working hard. So why wasn't he getting rich? That question haunted him, and the answer would change everything. Tip 1. The hard work trap. Mike's day looked the same every day. Wake up, rush out, work non-stop, come home tired. At work, people admired him. He's dedicated. He's reliable. He's always available. Mike wore those compliments like medals, but medals don't pay bills. Every raise he got felt good for a few months, then disappeared. Rent went up. Food costs increased. Life demanded more. The harder Mike worked, the tireder he became. But wealth, it stayed far away. One evening, sitting alone, Mike whispered something he had never said out loud. "I'm doing everything right, so why does it feel wrong?" Tip 2. The difference between earning and owning. That weekend, Mike met his friend James. James didn't work harder than Mike. In fact, sometimes James worked less. Yet James never seemed stressed. Mike finally asked, "How are you not struggling?" James didn't answer immediately. Instead, he asked a question. "Do you get paid when you stop working?" Mike laughed. "Of course not." James nodded. "That's the difference." James explained something Mike had never considered. Hard work creates income, but income alone doesn't create wealth. Income stops when you stop. Wealth continues. Mike had been trading his time for money. James was building assets that worked without him. That night, Mike couldn't sleep. For the first time, hard work didn't feel like a solution. It felt like a ceiling. Tip 3. Why hard work feels safe. Hard work feels safe. You know exactly what to do. Show up, follow rules, get paid. There's comfort in that. Mike realized something uncomfortable. Hard work had never been the problem. It had been the only strategy. No plan for growth, no ownership, no leverage, just effort. Mike wasn't building anything that could grow without him. He was maintaining survival, and survival has a limit. Tip 4. The system rich people use. James broke it down simply. James said, "Rich people don't get rich by working harder. They get rich by owning systems, businesses, investments, assets, things that produce money repeatedly." Mike asked, "So hard work doesn't matter?" James shook his head. "It matters, but only when it's pointed in the right direction. Hard work builds skills. Skills build value. Value builds leverage, but only if you use it wisely." Mike realized he had been climbing the wrong ladder. Fast. Tip 5. Mike's turning point. Mike started small. He tracked his money, cut waste, built discipline. Not to save forever, but to buy freedom later. Instead of spending extra dollars, he invested them, slowly, boringly. Months passed, nothing dramatic happened, but something important did. Mike felt in control. For the first time, his money had a purpose beyond survival. Hard work was no longer the destination. It became fuel. Tip 6. Time versus money. Mike finally understood the truth. There are only two ways to earn. You work for money, or money works for you. Hard work keeps you alive. Wealth makes you rich. The goal was never to stop working. The goal was to stop depending solely on work. Mike still worked hard, but now he worked with direction. Tip 7. The final wake-up call. Years later, Mike looked back at his old life. Same effort, different strategy. Hard work didn't make him rich. Hard work plus ownership did. And that's the truth nobody tells you. If working hard alone made people rich, every exhausted person would be wealthy. But wealth doesn't reward effort. It rewards structure. It rewards patience. It rewards ownership. So here's the real question. Are you just working hard, or are you building something that can outlive your effort? Because hard work will pay your bills, but only the right system will buy your freedom. You don't need more motivation. You need better decisions repeated. This is the channel about that. Subscribe.